All right. Good morning. Good evening. Good night. Settle down there in the chat, guys. We are going 60 seconds is 60 seconds. We are off on Layer 1 Live, and I have a very, very special guest with me here today. I've got RT from Hero Labs. I was on the Hero Labs channel, I believe, earlier this week, which feels like a month ago at this point.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
was happy to have RT come on this channel. So, RT, what's up, man? The lads are happy to see you.
Yeah. Good to see you guys. And thanks for having me on today. I am not seeing where's our live shot? I just feel weird. I'm just looking at
Oh,
ourselves in Zoom here. Do we have like a way to see what the viewers are seeing?
I
Excuse my
believe if you go to
even it's
the
just on
channel,
YouTube.
listen, I don't have the production guy here. Buffalo is not here, so you'll have to go to YouTube. It'll have to be just audio, kind of
Oh, I think.
for what you're seeing.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Um. Oh yeah. Okay. There we are. Okay. Perfect. Sorry. Good to see you guys, and thanks for having me on here, Q. Excited to get into it with you, man. There's a lot of things going on right now. Some big news coming out.
Awesome. Can't wait to talk about it, man. We got about 33 of you guys in the chat. Again, everyone's keeping us on schedule, even though we were kind of off schedule. We started at 3:15. We got started a little bit late, but it was happy. I'm definitely happy to have RT here. He's going to pull up some charts in a bit, but we do have our regular structured show. We're about to talk about a little bit about LADZ. We're about to talk some breaking, some quick, and then move into NFTs, DeFi, and the like. So shout out to everybody here. We got Llama, we got Easy, XPwow is in the house. DJ is asking, what's up, lads? And it's great to see the rest of you. I can't get through all of it. Loadmaster looks like he's showing up. So happy to see everyone in the house. Happy Friday. Bitcoin is not having that much of a happy Friday right now, but we are still kind of up for the month. So definitely a fun time. So real quick, I want to get to some things with lads before me and RT talk markets and talk crypto a little bit. The winner of yesterday's Van City giveaway, the 25 of you that are getting those drops, you are going to receive those over, I believe, the next 24 hours. I have to talk with Steph and make sure that I get the right names to you guys. So expect an update there in the chat in LADZ City there. XPlow is heading up poker night. So we're starting up poker nights. There's going to be rewards, NFTs. There's going to be some lads involved here or there. We're definitely breaking it out and going to start this event and continue to upgrade it over time. So shout out to XPlow. That is going to be another update that you're going to find in LADZ City. And then game night tonight, Prodigy's got Valorant set up for us to kind of hop into a game. We did Blankos last week, so it's definitely fun to get into some of the bigger games like Valorant. So if you're into Valorant, head on out to LADZ City, 7 p.m. Eastern tonight. We'll be there. And then all-time high, guys. All-time high for today, 108. So if you guys beat 108, we will drop double rewards for you guys in the chat. Obviously, the LADZ token powers everything we're doing here at Layer 1 and at LADZ here on Layer 1 Live. We're about to get into it, man. I know I just hit RT with a lot, but what's going on today, man? How was your show and, all that good stuff? Oh, you're muted, man.
I was drinking water. I tell you, I like the sound of games night. It sounds fun, dude. I'm a big fan of the games, so I don't know what that's all about, but I might have to get in on one of those sometime. I have a Mac, so I don't know if I could do
Which games do you
something.
play?
Uh Lately, not too many, but I've been known to fuck with a little Call of Duty, a
Okay.
little NHL. Some of those more platform games, like I have a PS5 or excuse me, PS4. Um, used to play some really nerdy shit, like some fun stuff like Skyrim.
I love some
Um,
Skyrim. Do you remember back in the day? We're about the same age, I think. Do you remember
Pretty
NHL
close.
Hits back in the day?
Yeah, yeah,
NHL Hits.
classic
That's
arcadey.
mm-hmm. Love that
Yeah,
game.
I'll be honest. I was so fired up about the PS5. I was like, oh, I'm gonna get one. I'm gonna do some gaming, and then I was like, wait, I don't even play my PS4 right now. Like, I was talking to our producer before the show. He's like, dude, we're just slammed. It's 24/7.
Yeah.
It's this, it's that, it's the other thing, and then we're late on something. It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot right now, but that's good news. The bear market was boring as hell. Nobody was doing anything. I mean, there was a lot of builders, there was a lot of quiet, but DMs were quiet, chats were quiet. There was no dopamine in the market. And now we're just flying. So it's a good problem to have, and I'm happy to have it. And the stream went really well today. I think I spent some time talking about Opsec. Given what I told you before the show, my little cousin today, we were messing around with some YOP token, and I was trying to set him up with a nice little entry, and he put his private key into a Uniswap fake.
Dun dun
Googled Uniswap, and
dun.
like there was like a Google ad for this like scam site, and he clicked on it, poor guy. And it looks like username, password, right? Like normal things. It's like, yeah, seed here, password there, and we'll just have your crypto. Thank God he only had a few $100 in that wallet, and they didn't take the YOP tokens because it's a new token, and to see it in the wallet, you have to add custom token. So I don't even know if it's on there. Like it literally launched like hours ago, but it was up 10x. So I thought, okay, send him his tokens, he can sell a bit. Anyway, so they got a few $100 off him. I said, "Welcome to crypto, bitch."
F in chat for this guy right here. F in chat for his friend, man. That is bad.
It sucks, but you know what? The good news is that this hacker, whoever it was, I mean, they didn't even hack him. He gave them his private keys. So this person he thoughtfully gave all his crypto to. They left the op tokens in the wallet, so they drained they had like a couple $100 USDT, couple like a quarter of an ETH for gas. They took all that, and then I looked. I was like, the YOP tokens are still there. So we set up a sneaky play where I said, put your finger on the trigger to send me those YOP tokens. You have no gas at the time. Mm-hmm. I sent him like a 0.05 ETH. He fired off the transactions. We got those tokens out of there. And I think that's a good wake-up call for him as a newbie. I said, look, you're under attack, bro. Every time you sit at your computer, somebody wants your shit. So you have to operate as such, and never, ever, ever, ever enter your keys anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That's probably a conversation I should have had with him the day before, but
yeah, there's positives to not your keys, not your crypto, but that means that you're responsible. So that definitely sucks, man.
Yeah, I mean, but again, it's a silver lining, right? Because those YOP tokens, they're worth more than his initial investment. So like he's up. And they could have just drained the tokens, and that would have been really upsetting. I'd have been like, dude, fuck. But, it was a good lesson to learn. Okay. Sorry, can I swear on this channel? I sometimes do drop some bombs.
What do you think? Do you think you can swear on this channel?
It's LADZ, so I'm going to assume yes.
Yeah, I think you can swear on the channel. You're fine.
Okay, well, it's too fucking late, so okay. All right, so yeah, what do you guys want to see? Do we want to get into a few charts? Do you have some news? I mean,
yeah,
Cox.
Let me get through breaking news. Let me get through some of these comments. We got a couple comments saying when is poker night? Poker night is not tonight. You will see some announcements next week. I believe it's going to be next week Saturday. So expect those announcements here shortly. As Modi's saying, Among Us, we can throw Q out of the airlock. So appreciate that, as Modi. Thank you for that. Okay, I'll get into breaking news here. We'll move into that really quickly. If you want to follow along, RT, you can get into the description. You can see the links I'm about to pop up on the screen. But we have a piece of news from Decrypt, return of the DEX. Basically, we're talking about everything volume, right? We see a lot of volume on Uniswap. We see a lot of volume on SushiSwap, which is up, I think, 10x. Not the token price, but 10x on volume from, I believe, maybe about 2 months ago. It was sitting out somewhere around 4 million, and now sits around 40 million in total volume. Maybe I'm getting those numbers wrong, but anyways, we've got Uniswap, we've got SushiSwap, we've got a lot of DEXs after an initial kind of drop off in this last Bitcoin run. We've got a bunch of DEXs kind of pulling up the volume. Again, I can pull some numbers here. Let's see. It looks like, and I can pull up this chart. January 21st, you can see that little bit. Let me see if I can't get it. So I believe SushiSwap had 2% of the entire DEX volume on aggregation in October, and now it's sitting around 22%. So that's where I got those numbers. We have a bunch of different volume numbers here, but do you see anything from this article or from decentralized exchanges that you want to hit?
Well, I think the rise of the DEX is undeniable. I think this year coming up with the addition of, KYC coming in hot, regulations coming in hot, we're going to see more uses on DEX. Uniswap was the first big sexy one. I mean, others existed before. None of them really took off. But it's slow and it's terrible. I mean, even this morning, trying to struggle through those YOP experience, like failed transaction, $30, failed transaction, $20. I'm just like, well, this is stupid. So I think to say that, I say that because I think that there's a massive opportunity this year. In fact, I'm investing in trading based on this thesis that, the faster throughput engines like Solana, like Hedera Hashgraph, HBAR, they're going to see some sunshine this year, I think, because ETH has not scaled. It will not scale. 2.0 may not scale it. I mean, think about it. If we're early and crypto kitties, or like, obviously that was 2017. We've scaled since then. But if one or two viral dApps, Uniswap, can crash the whole thing and make it so expensive and unusable, what are we going to do when the herd comes? What are we going to do? Even if ETH 1000x's its throughput, it's not going to be enough to sustain the world. And so there is a massive opportunity for new blockchains that can interoperate with Ethereum via Polkadot, via Atom, Cosmos. And so, yeah, I'm bullish on new dexes. I'm bullish on Serum as a dex. In fact, I had Dan, the Hero CEO, on our stream on Wednesday, and he was talking about his thesis on Serum. It was really compelling. I might just point you guys to check that out, though. It was near the end because it's a bit of a conversation, but basically the guys who are invested in Serum are, jump trading. This basically makes up 25% of all transactional volume in the world. And they've invested in Serum. Like he's like, look, they're not trying to be the next Uniswap. They're trying to be the next New York Stock Exchange. I was just like, whoa. I was like, oh, so, and he said that from a position of his tokens. He's in Serum as an investor. His tokens are locked for 7 years. I was like, holy shit. So he's, anyways. So I think it's interesting.
It is interesting, man. And I definitely appreciate those little alpha drops. Obviously, nothing here on the Layer 1 Crypto Network is investment advice, so take that with a grain of salt. But we do have a lot of good projects that were just mentioned. It is this weird paradox on Ethereum. We want it adopted, but the more it gets adopted, the less it works. It's a very interesting setup. I'm going to touch on Coinbase as well as Binance here in a second. Some centralized exchanges pulling in the volume, but it looks like it's going to mirror what's happening on DEXs. So again, I had that pulled up. It looks like at this moment, or at the moment of this article, which I believe was yesterday, 27 billion has been done in transaction volume just between Uniswap and Curve alone. And in September 2020, they did 29 billion the entire month, and that was really the peak times as far as DeFi summer and all that stuff kind of ending. So definitely interesting stuff here. I'm going to pull up this article on the centralized exchanges as well. This comes from The Block. And it's a very short article, but it gets you some information on the trade volume. So trade volume on the world's major crypto exchanges this month has already exceeded last month's total, according to data compiled by The Block. January's high was 468 billion as of the publication being writ. And that's 89.4 billion in December. Maybe some of that can be contributed to the holidays. Who knows? It is crypto. We're always, kind of working through that. But do you have any thoughts there?
With the holidays?
No. I thought you might have something to say.
I'm reading the chat. No, I'm reading it. I'm just following along with listening to you, following the chat, and just like talking about gassy jokes and beans. I just had a good laugh.
Interesting, fun times, guys. Yeah, keep that live chat rolling, guys. We're about to get into some charts here, but as you can see, Binance and Coinbase make up the majority share of all of this volume. It looks like Binance is doing more than 50% of the actual volume itself. Coinbase coming in at 4.1%, and then followed by Kraken. So that was pretty much the breaking news for the day. A lot of exchange volume, a lot of trading going on, obviously, in both the future and spot trading markets. So without further ado, do you want to pull? We've been missing. Let me kind of set this up. We've been missing the beard. Dimitri, who ran Dimitri's desk on this channel, has, it's been a while. It's been almost a month since he was on here doing his last stream. So the guys have been missing it. So hopefully you can come strong with what you got here.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll do my best. I mean, like you said, nothing's financial advice. I always get over disclaimery on my stream. I'm never, I'm not a moon boy. I get fired up though when I'm long. Like, somebody said on Twitter today, like, oh, RT's long. It's real. Cause like, I'm very passive. For months at a time, I'm just like, meh, altcoins, shit, not going to happen. And it's not because like I don't love them, but there's just trends, and the trend was down for the longest time. Well, it's turning around now. And so what I guess I would premise everything I'm going to say is that nothing I talk about should be taken without severe and intense risk management in mind. I've got some big positions, but they are sized such that, and the stop loss is in a place such that, I never lose on any one trade more than 1 or 2% of my portfolio. And that works if you have $100 less with the fees, but it works if you have $1,000, $10,000, whatever you have in your portfolio. And I started very small, by the way, and I'm not some fucking crazy whale, but You got to keep that in mind. So if you have $2,000, if you want to manage risk, if you want to survive long term, you cannot risk more than a couple % on any one idea. Can't do it. And it might be boring and it might be like eye bleedingly slow for the first year, but you'll catch a couple bangers, you'll catch a couple breaks if you pay attention, if you trade from a plan, if you use consistent approaches, and suddenly you're sitting on 50K, suddenly you're sitting on 100K. And now your 1 or 2% risk gives you an opportunity to make 3 or 4K in one trade. I mean, that's how I think of the market. That's how I trade. So when I talk today, I just don't want anyone to be like, hey, he's bullish on this. I'm just going to go fire in my ape long position. And then a week from now,
come to your channel.
Change. Come to my channel. I'll be like, hey man, you told me that was going up. I'll be like, oh no, I sold that an hour after the stream. Like copy trading doesn't work. So anyways, let's get into it. I do have some ideas on charts. I've got some things I'd love to share. I guess that means we're all waiting for me to screen share.
Yeah, we can. So this is the first time we're doing this right on the channel. So I'm going to move some things around, see how it looks, but you'll screen share on Zoom and then I'll be able to kind of make you go fully live if possible. So let's see.
Dope. I am screen sharing.
Let's see.
Something.
Yeah, no, you're good. I'm going to move myself off here.
BagerDAO is popping off today. Interesting.
Let's see. Okay, you should be good. I think we get the gist of what's happening here.
Dope. All right. Do you guys see Ren? Here, I'll put the watermarks on. Sometimes it helps understand what chart we're looking at. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Now if you shrink Q a little bit. Hello? There you are. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect.
I got you full
screen. Exactly. I was just gonna say we'll do that so we can see this low ticker down here. Okay, so this is Ren. This is like what I look for in a setup, and that might be a good premise for us. You have bullish market structure where you're making a higher high and then a higher low. And so waiting for that higher high to come in, which was right here, the daily closed above this key level, which was sort of the neckline of this little area. And if you zoom in, there was actually this really cheeky little close just above. And the technical analysts in the world decided, okay, let's go. And they, and then it breaks out. But as is often the case, and this is what's so exciting about trading, once you realize this, you often will get a retest where something happens, it cools off, it comes back in, and it's just basically saying, am I a bull or am I a bear? And that's why you get those. And sure enough, came in here, what I call the short reload zone, or in this case, the reload zone, drawing my fib. And yeah, so the long came in on Monday right off the spot, and now it's just moving up. And the key with any of this kind of stuff, guys, is you want to see volume. And volume is probably the hardest thing for me to grasp early on when people were talking about it. I was like, okay, but like what? Basically, price action happens all the time. It's constantly happening. Every new hour, or in this case day, a new candle is printed. It's stuck there forever. Cool. But the volume below is so important. And so what you see through here is a total lack of interest from buyers, right? And sellers. Everything was just drying up, low volume. And then look at this big breakout in volume. That is a signal that a new trend is about to begin most of the time, right? Nothing guaranteed. And so it was just a push up into the same old level, but the volume was a huge signal. And then it really finalized once we got that close. And so then it's like, okay, I'm interested in buying all these dips now. And sure enough, we got one on Monday. So that's a little premise there, but let's go look at Bitcoin. That's what everyone wants to see. And, we should probably just start here. Like, it's been fun. We have had a bull market. Does not mean it's over, but we have had a very strong bull. I mean, this thing gives zero fucks, cat's out of the bag, new world currency, blah, 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 institutional interest, Michael Saylor, all that stuff. And so the question then is, was this 28% pullback the top? And if it was, is it time to pay ourselves and then just buckle down for a big old bear market and not do what we did in 2017? For those of us who were there, most people just kind of got shit on and thought, well, I'll just hodl through 90% later to the downside, right? So this pump chaser zone is again, it's just another fib. I draw it off what was now the pivot low for this, because once we got this new structure here, that's like a new little range. So from the low all the way up to the new high, and then 38.2. That means 38% of that move is taken back. And when price gets to a zone like that, it tends to be where it goes if it's going to continue. I mean, of course, it's where it goes if it's going to go down too. It has to go through that. But my point is, if you have an uptrend, it's that 382 in that area around that 382 that tends to mark those. I find that very reliable. So I have this zone that I've created called the pump chaser zone. And I created it for people, most people, who don't really know stuff like this. They know a little bit, but they want to learn a little more. They say, okay, something's pumping. What do I do? Is it too late to buy? I'm like, whatever, man. Keep it simple. Draw the pump chaser zone. And even though sometimes price moves down through them, at least you're never going to buy a top. Right? Because you're always going to catch it 38 or so % off of the high of that range. It's not something like, hanging out, chatting for a little today. Somebody couldn't necessarily learn all this, so maybe I should just stick to analysis, but I always like to teach. I'm a teacher at heart.
Yeah. So I guess the risk here would be the like a falling knife scenario where you're like catching things that might continue to fall, but that's kind of you're talking about kind of catching a good like risk reward when something's like dropped into that pump chaser zone, correct?
Yeah, it's the idea that during a big pump or a rally, you're going to get the check on these levels along the way. So if you want to, so this zone is not created for like a buy of the century type thing where it's like, oh yeah, always buy this. But if you have a very strong bullish market and you're dying to get in, but you just don't know how, just keep dragging this up with it. And when you find a top comes in, right? If like this was it right here at the time, right? This was the high, came down, tagged the pump chaser zone and kept going. This was it again. Came in, tagged the pump chaser zone, kept going. Now, what we have here, and the reason I drew these lines is because you don't want to see this close below here. This candle body close, that would be bearish market structure on a daily time frame. So that's typically something you don't want to see. Doesn't mean that it's like the top, but if we close just say down here tonight or something, we could probably squeeze up. That's the short squeeze saying, hey, no free lunch, and then and then you're looking at things like coming into here, coming back to 20K, like who knows exactly what level. I don't think 20, but it's the thing about analysis is like predictions are a dime a dozen. They don't matter. Nobody cares. I mean, we all want to know what's going to happen, but nobody does. So never pay somebody to try to predict things for you because nobody knows. Try not to follow. I personally, my thesis, like I don't really follow people who make bold predictions because it's just showboating. It's just dumb. And so what I do, and teaching myself this analysis and learning it, I should probably plug their name. They're a brilliant school, rationalinvestor.com, and they great guys, and they taught me everything I know to some extent. And so I went and picked that up. And then so when this happens, if we do get a close there, if we do, get a close up here, like it's new information. I gotta reanalyze. So. Can I drop my Twitter on here?
Yeah,
is that allowed? So at randomtask555 on Twitter. If you guys want to follow me on there, I will be honest, I'm not the most active tweeter. I don't really like tweeting out like random engagement tweets like, hey, who likes Bitcoin? Because and you get lots of likes and you get some follows and it's fun. But I'll put out things when key levels break and if I'm making big shifts in my thesis. Like, so if anyone's interested, you can follow me on there. Small account, so it's clearly not a engagement account, but hey.
Yeah, guys, this is the second time RT's asked if he can do something on the channel, so I appreciate the respect being shown. But listen, man, I think you're going to be okay. Sharing different things or doing what you need to be doing.
Do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah, well, careful now.
Careful with that, because I'm a bit of a wild man when I'm not being careful and respectful.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's a couple lads in the chat, Thomas Erickson and Asmodi. They're both saying I dig the analysis, and Asmodi saying digging the teaching too. I think that's one thing we talked about, and that's one thing Dimitri was great at is being. I don't want to use the term honest because I think that's a little bit subjective maybe, but I think we don't have a thumbnail that says, Bitcoin's going to 1,000 or here's the next 100x altcoin. And I know we talked about that and saying, okay, maybe in the short term that gets you more followers or that gets more people into the channel, but that's not how to do what we need to be doing from trying to get information to people. That's not legitimate.
There's a few ways to go about it, and there is a formula for how to grow a following, and it does not involve caution. It does not involve prudence. It involves loud, aggressive, in your face, mouth opens, wide eyes, surprise face, clickbait, and do your hustle, man. Like if you want to go out there and get 100,000 followers and make some money, like I'm not going to hate on that. That's the way that person does. But I'll tell you this, the best traders I know, none of them are on social media,
Yeah.
or they have like a weird tiny account. And I'm not really in social media. I'm on Hero Labs. I'm trying to grow that account. That's my job. My job is to have some presence, and I'm growing it for sure now because it makes sense given the job. But as a rule, I'm like, I just want to make money. Call me crazy. I mean, I just want to trade. I want to trade. I want to trade well. I want to develop my own thing. And in some weird way, long term, my dream is to not have a boss. My dream is the freedom that comes with, now I work at Hero Lab. Don't tell my boss I said that, but like I work at Hero Labs because I love it. The team's great. The guys are smart. They're so well connected. I get to meet so many interesting people, and I love the conversations we had. I had my boss was on the stream on Wednesday, and he's just cool as hell. We talked and I learned. But yeah, like I want to start a family one day. I don't, work anywhere in the world from a laptop. I love that empowering feeling. And so I guess all that to say that, you won't hear much hyperbole from me.
And I think you can tell that's coming through, and the lads appreciate it. Listen, I wouldn't have had you on the channel if I felt otherwise. I want to get to some of these tickers. I know you said you had a hard stop. You guys are having some town hall over
hard
here.
Stop is 4, but I mean, I was hoping to catch a little bathroom break, maybe go downstairs, make a cup of tea, but let's go. Let's go. Let's get some of these in here. BagerDAO pumping. Okay, cool. It's just on here. I don't have much to say about BagerDAO except for that it looks cool.
Yeah.
Price go up. But again, not a buy zone. Is this a buy zone? Nope. But I'll tell you what, just because I'm here to make a point, what I tell you about that fucking pump chaser zone, baby? It's where you go if you want to get some value in a pumping market, though. Where I really like to buy stuff is in the reload zone, but in a bull market, you don't always get those. Anyways, what are the tickers we want to see, guys?
So we had some comments come through. We have XNX, we have Stellar, so XLM. We had Cardano come in. A couple.
Okay, I'm gonna chart versus USDT. If you guys want to see them versus Bitcoin, because that's probably where the little alt season's coming in, you got to ask me. Typically, I stick to USDT for my initials. Stellar came into a sick level. When you see a rally and then you see consolidation and then you see a breakout, typically price will go up and stop in a fib extension. Oh, that's not the one. Where is the one? This one. That's the fib extension. So again, drawn from the low to the high, it extends a Fibonacci number 1.618, and often that's where people will take profit, and you'll see it all the time. You'll see it on my charts all the time, and sure enough, it happened again here. So big crazy blast. Where is it going to stop? I don't know. Probably in the fib extension. Comes back down, and then going the other way, I can draw this reload zone, and that's probably if we get into here, I'm going to be excited about XLM as far as taking a new position. Doesn't mean we have to, right? Like you guys know, I've been talking about this pump chaser zone all day. I'd say that was a pretty big pump. So are we chasing it? Is there a zone here we can get interested in, right? And that's the crazy thing about trading, and that's why it is such a grind. It takes years to get good at, and then even more years to master. There's no one single way to skin the cat. You got to measure risk all the way along. On that note, let me pull up this. Quick little alpha leak. I'm going to put this in your guys' chat. This is just a little calculator my buddy made. Position size calculator. It's really cool. Say I want to buy something at $10. My stop loss will be $8, and I want to risk 1% of my $1,000 portfolio. It'll tell me that my position size needs to be $50.
That's sick. What a tool.
Super quick, super easy.
How'd you find this one?
My buddy made it. Casper's position size calculator. He just programmed it. It's like super simple math, right? No real interface. If you have multiple entries, you say, okay, I'm going to buy some at 10, and if it goes to 9, and it goes to 8, it goes to 7, and if it really goes to 5, I'm getting the hell out. Okay, I can only now risk $24. And if I do that and my stop loss gets hit after all these entries, I will lose 1% of my $1,000, aka not wrecked. Okay. So great tool. If I had one thing to share, it's like you can do that all manually, but it's so much easier with that kind of tool. So hopefully that helps you guys out a bit if you're dabbling in trading. Let's see. What's another ticker, guys? I got a couple more minutes. Let's fire off a couple tickies. Clicky, ticky. What we got?
We got Stellar. We got ADA. We've got Wax E.
ADA. Okay, let's check out ADA. I got a chart on that one. Up in the short reload zone, up in that fib extension zone. You know, a little bit of caution as far as like slamming in new entries. I don't think that I see any sell signals here as far as like, oh, big gross top, big divergence, lack of volume. I mean, let's see. We've got highs on volume as we went into the highs. That's really good. You know, typically when you see a top in a market, I mean like the top, you will get price going up, and on that last move up, that little, you know, it'll just be weak. There'll be no excitement there. The volume is going down. You know, the MACD, like one of the momentum indicators you can have, will just make like a lower high. So price makes a higher high, MACD makes a lower high. Actually, you can probably see the MACD on my screen here. You know, so you don't want to, like, this is just two moving averages, these two lines, and the distance between them is pictured here. So when it's a big distance between them, very high momentum, you'll get a big hump on the histogram. And when it's closer together, you know, like when it crosses red, that's when they cross right here. So that's the MACD, moving average and moving average convergence and divergence, and it's really good for gauging the momentum of a move. So what I'm saying here with ADA is I don't see a loss of momentum, and I'll show you why. First of all, you've got a new high in volume, which means there are lots of buyers to support the price going up. It's like, it's not like it just went up on no volume. Like people are buying. And it made a higher high in the MACD, meaning the momentum is accelerating, and the RSI was overbought here, basically here. So no big deal. So yeah, I mean, this one looks pretty good. I mean, as far as like flag, is it going to do a little dip and then continue? Who knows? But it does look like strong up here, gotta say. Yeah, so that's good. That's good news for Cardano holders. I mean, here's a sick thing. Oh God, check this out. I bet it's going to be a nice target for us. You guys notice I use fibs on everything, and they just speak to me, man. When I learned all this shit, oh my God. Okay, so lining up with the previous all-time high of 38 cents, or at least all-time high in this chart. I won't claim to know exactly which chart went highest. So this is what's called a chaos level. I'm just going to delete all that. It's an old chart anyways. So you take this consolidation, which was pretty long, by the way. I mean, that was like November all the way over to January. So that tends to be the longer the consolidation, and then you get a breakout. That's like a ton of energy built up. And to measure what that energy will look like, there's this thing called the chaos PRZ, potential reversal area, 4669. You can actually look that up. It's this chaos theory thing. It's all about rabbits and weirdness. And as it's used in trading, you just measure from the right to the left high, and it kicks out this big number, 4.669, basically times the distance of this. And that is like so often, and then even the next chaos level, where you'll get, you know, chaos, aka reversal, or like tops, and you know, not ultimate tops, but like for the move. So that's pretty cool. So, you know, 39 cents right at the highs. It's like, that's what's trippy, right? I mean, it's lined up like, it's just crazy. Fibs are just like this weird universal fractally thing. You know, real influence there with all-time highs and the chaos level. So yeah, don't be shocked if the next leg, well, you know, we'll see. I don't know. I don't like getting into predictions too much. It's just awkward because they're just rarely like bang on. But
I hear you, man. This is great. This plays in a little bit with this Cardano chart as well. Plays into the sentiment around ETH kind of losing steam ahead of like other layer 1 protocols, right? And other layer 2. So yeah, I know Cardano's been in development for about as long as this chart has been in existence, but
it's weird, man. There's a lot of haters of Cardano. Like a lot of the techie guys that I know, they're like, yeah, Cardano's shit. So I actually can't speak to that. I don't know why people hate on it. It just seems like presumably some kind of fast blockchain that does stuff like, you know, is it the guy, what's his name, that people hate on? Like, I don't know what it is with ADA, but there seems to be a lot of haters. But for every hater, there's 10 moon boys. Like, you know, who knows? I can't really speak to that, but I will tell you, it's not in my bag yet. I do kind of want to build a basket of like all of these like other blockchains that are just going to steal some share from this. But, you know, I think it would be really awful for us not to talk about DOT today, because DOT, this is the year of DOT. You know, this, again, not a buy zone up here. Even if it does go to $100, this is just not generally where I can make money in a market rushing into something like this. But I'll tell you what, there was the pump chaser zone. I bet you this is the pump chaser zone. Bing. Like, I'm telling you guys, this stuff's crazy. Like, it's like, oh my God, I missed it. No, just draw your fib. If you really have to chase it in that zone. You'll at least get a better entry. If it's getting wrecked, it's getting less wrecked. This is crazy. So I did pick up some DOT this week. Thank God, because I was pretty feeling left out, because Nick and I on our stream were talking about DOT for like since August. We're like, oh man, 2021 is going to be crazy for DOT. And then I didn't have any. I was like, what the hell am I doing? Telling everybody about it, not even picking myself up some. So in this reload zone last week, as Bitcoin was breaking out, it came down, it suffered a bit. And this was, pretty sweet little pickup. Fib extension here for take profit number 1. And then if I can get like a, like a bing, and then just like maybe get a retest on this level, that would be a pretty sweet next entry to get back in. And then we'll see. I don't know. DOT is going to be like, think about it. We're talking about scaling. We're talking about, single blockchains doing single things. This thing is, this is going to be the bridge. Yeah. The big old bridge for a whole lot of it. And I guess we can't talk about DOT if we don't talk about Atom. Atom is another one. It's just starting to break out today. And my thesis was kind of like, you know what, if DOT's going to do well, that's going to be a big, like, why did it do well? Oh, it's interoperability. Well, interoperability is cool as fuck. Oh, Cosmos is interoperability. And it's it's like 1/5 the market cap. So
this looks like a good chart, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. Coming off these lows, all of this, I got that line there because, here's the thing, like, I don't know, I got to go to the daily. Like, here's the thing. You come into these lows, what do you want to see? You want to see rising buy volume. You want to see the momentum slowing, right? So the MACD, the speed of the move was high. The speed of the move slowed down. That's why you get the higher low here. And then, yeah, that's just says internally, I'm actually kind of bullish right now. And then you see this volume come in. And then today it's like, whoa. Yeah, I was actually worried about the volume. I was like, for all the different charts I'm seeing with tons of volume, this one was lacking it. And it looks like we got it today. So the good news is, yes, like, okay, on the hourly, this is a terrible spot to buy if you're trying to buy for the day. Like, that's ridiculous. Oh, now I'll buy. But, check your time frame. What's your plan? Is your plan to just sprinkle a few bids in and hold them for a year and not really care? Because if that's the case, these are the kind of charts where this kind of volume really stamps the beginning of a much larger breakout. That's typically how it goes. Now, seasons like alt season, FU 100x rallies, they tend to take place in Q2. It doesn't have to, but I am still operating under the assumption that we're going to get some shit like this, where it's like, maybe even a month or so, like that kind of stuff. That's just a bullshit squiggly, but like, so I am still going to pay myself here. If we get into like, we get a reload zone and then it's like, whatever, but I don't expect it to go from like bear market to Super Bowl. That's just not how bottoms come in.
I appreciate all the insight, man. I appreciate you drawing squigglies on our channel today, man. And thanks for all the kind of insight via the TA that we've been missing since the beard left. I know there's a lot of comments there, but there's definitely a lot of guys in the chat that are appreciating this analysis. So I'm going to pull you back up. If you want to stop screen sharing, let's see how it looks.
You guys tell, man. I just get excited. I get fired up, and then it's like, oh, I'm already like probably. Thank you for keeping us on time, because I'm looking at the clock. I'm like, oh yeah.
Let's see. Can you?
I did have a meeting. I got to unscreen share.
Let's see. Oh, there we go. That's perfect.
There you go.
Actually.
Good. Pull the plug.
Absolutely. Let me see if I can't get some of these other things set up really quick, and then we'll pull right back into it, man. Yes. There I am, and there we go. Okay, perfect, man. RT, I appreciate you stopping by the channel. I think we've talked about it multiple times. It's about building different communities but collaborating between those, right? It's awesome that we were able to connect. Thank you so much for hopping on this channel. Thank you so much for having me over there. I think we can see Hero Labs and LADZ working together here in the near future, man.
Yeah, and the names go together well. The offering goes together well. And I should probably just plug my own stream while we're here. I don't know if we overlap on the times. So if we do, guys, stick to LADZ. You guys actually get some LADZ drops and stuff. You got a really cool community. And we actually had a call about like, how could we enhance our community a bit, because you guys have done it so well over here. So thanks for having me on. If you guys do want to catch some replays, even Hero Labs on YouTube, HXRO LABS. And I'm on there Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern. So come shoot the shit. We'll do some coins. And often, like you say about the community, I love these streams because a lot of times some of the trades that I'm taking, some of my best trades last year were just like somebody mentioning a coin in the chat. And they're like, hey, I heard this is coming up for that. Like we build that kind of vibe where everyone can bring in great ideas. I'm just like the guy with the chart. But there's some really good traders and charters over there that bring in some cool ideas. So if you guys want to come over there and explore with us, and I'd love to come back on and hang with you guys sometime.
Absolutely, man. We'll have you back on. We like to say our vibe, our tribe here. So throw in our vibe, our tribe in the chat for RT. Thanks so much, man. I'll see you next time. Hopefully we can get up again soon.
All right. Sounds good, brother. Take care, everybody, and have a wonderful weekend.
Peace, man.
See you later.
All right, guys. I'm going to try to not break my stream really quick. Don't break. Okay, we're good. I'm going to put the ticker back up, and we are good. That is a very small me and a large page. So this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to roll. We appreciate all the support for RT. It's awesome that he gets to stop by the channel and do that for us. We've been missing the beard, missing the TA. Hopefully we can get him in here more often. So that is the deal. We're getting a little bit dark in the chat here. Not in the chat, but on my screen. But we will roll through the rest of the episode, guys. I do want to point out one thing. There have been some people who have been in Clubhouse with me, doing different chats. If you guys don't know what Clubhouse is, I don't know where to start. It's essentially the app works as an interactive podcast. So if you're listening to a podcast with a very famous person that you follow, you can actually get into these Clubhouse meetings and be there and watch them interact together. You can raise your hand, come up to the front and talk with these people. It's interactive podcasting, but farther than that, it's going to allow LADZ to really get in front of a lot of different people, maybe bring new LADZ into the community. So I think Buffalo is planning on doing a lot of things within Clubhouse, but just from a news standpoint, there are a lot of cool NFT conversations, a lot of cool Bitcoin trading, maybe not so much like TA like we just did, but talking about fundamentals with big time players in the space, big guys who manage big time money, 100 mil, and more, talking about Bitcoin with people who have no idea what's going on. So there's varying levels of experience, but if you don't have Clubhouse, DM me. I've got, I believe, 3 more invites that I got today, and you have to get those invites to actually get in. If you want to get into Clubhouse, we're doing a ton of things in Clubhouse, in LADZ very shortly. So definitely a lot of cool stuff. So I see a lot of our vibes, our tribes in chat. Looks like Prodigy is in the house. He's running Valorant stream tonight. We are doing a game night at 7 p.m. It's going to be Valorant. If you're not good, or if you don't play Valorant, just come on out, man. You'll earn some LADZ. We'll maybe drop some NFTs. It's just a good time. It's going to be the second one. Play Blankos was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun beating Llama in Play Blankos. Maybe we can be on teams today and we can get after it. So if you guys are really ready to get started, it looks like Overman's telling me to grow a beard. You don't want to see my beard, man. You really, really, really do not want to see my beard. But again, appreciate everybody here today. We are about to get started. I'm going to mute. Oh, it looks like I'm getting a bunch of, you hear those notifications? Beep, beep, beep. That's people asking me for Clubhouse. So I see you. I've already got 3, so stop DMing me, or it's going to sound on the stream. So we already talked Polkadot. I think I can get into quick news here and touch on a little bit of Polkadot. But it looks like it passed XRP at the time of this actual article on the 13th. It hadn't passed XRP yet, but it did pass XRP. It hit north of $10 billion. So like RT said, it's definitely playing on the bridge vibe. It's definitely playing on the scalable ETH vibe. One thing I like about it, and one thing I've always liked about DOT, although when it launched, I wasn't really trying to get in at those prices that the public was going to get in on. If I could have gotten in some type of private sale, that would have been amazing. One thing is Gavin, right? Like Gavin's known to have been worked in the ETH Foundation. He's been worked with a lot of people at the ETH Foundation, and just has that connection to Ethereum, where I feel like a lot of the other chains have taken this adversarial approach. I don't think you get that with DOT, and I feel like Ethereum followers, Ethereum community members, anybody in the Ethereum ecosystem, I don't think they're going to have much animosity towards DOT as you see with some of the other larger chains. So I think as far as a sentiment and a narrative go, I think they have it. Whether I'm getting in at $10, I'm not personally going to do that. So good luck to everyone that is, but it looks like Polkadot is going to be a big player with those parachains, with the bridge, and trying to get scalable smart contracts off the ground. So a couple other pieces of quick news. This is some interesting stuff, man. Hackers stole $3.8 billion in cryptocurrency last year. Now, at the time of this actual article, or when the actual study took place, this was January 12th, $3.8 billion was actually calculated at the time that they did it, right? So when it actually happened, maybe, before the bull run, this number wasn't as hefty, but still, $3.8 billion stolen. A lot of this came from the Ethereum ecosystem. Obviously, we saw a lot of DeFi, quote unquote. I wouldn't call them rug pulls. I call them exploits. Some of this came from the Ethereum Classic. Some attacks that happened earlier in the year. Tron and EOS had a little bit of problems with those hacks, not as much as Ethereum. So, people are going to be messing around with decentralized technology. Like we said, I mean, RT talked about it. So he was saying that his friend got scammed. That's going to happen in this space. It's the Wild West out here. So please be careful, but it looks like $3.8 billion was stolen last year by cryptocurrency hackers. So Fireblocks is moving into staking. We've got ETH 2.0, we've got Polkadot, and we've got Tezos. If you haven't used staking services like stake.us, they're interesting because they offer in a kind of centralized way, they offer, how can I say this? They offer yield to decentralized technologies, right? Or from decentralized technologies. So stake.us is a great website. Maybe I can pull it up here. We haven't talked with them in a long time. They were one of our first interviews on the channel, actually. But they offer institutional and retail investors the opportunity to stake into a ton of different assets. So let's say you have ETH and you want to stake into ETH 2.0, you can get 11% here. You can get 13% on Polkadot. You can get Tezos, Tron, all of these different things through stake.us itself. There are some other options as well. Obviously, BlockFi and Celsius offer a different way to go about that. You're not physically staking into or delegating to someone who is going to stake. But all of these are interesting plays, and it looks like, if I can get back to the story here, Fireblocks is going to be working with Staked and Blockdaemon to actually have institutional customers come in and earn for staking on Polkadot, ETH 2.0, Tezos. I mainly put this story in here because I like to see the ETH staking tools be built out, or ETH 2.0 staking tools be built out. So I'm just going to be following that story as we go along. I think it's a really important story as we move into 2022. I just don't think ETH 2.0 comes out for a very long time. So let's see. We got 74 in the house. What are we saying, guys? What are we saying? Let's see. Nifty Beard. Simba asked for a Clubhouse invite. Llama asked for a Clubhouse invite. Let's see. Maybe I will have like a fake ginger beard. Like I'll just, and I hate red beard. Okay, guys. And I'll spike my hair up right in front. I'll put on the nice suit. Nobody knows what Dimitri was. Was he wearing the full suit? Was he down to his toes? Did he have the nice boots on with the tan and the buckle? Was he shining them up? Or was it just the suit and then nothing at the bottom? Nothing. Barely nothing. All right, we're getting way too deep into that. Our vibe, our tribe. We are getting into some DeFi news, guys. I've got some awesome DeFi news, some awesome NFT news, some awesome social news. But guess what? I'm not going to drop this stuff until we hit 90 followers right now, 90 chatters right now. I'm just going to stare at the screen until we hit 90. Come on, guys. Come on. 108 is the all-time high. I need to see you sharing this info out to the community. I am all over the place. Okay. JK, I'm going to talk about BadgerDAO. Badger's awesome. Dig is launching. There's going to be a lot of cool things, and it looks like Badger is launching a meme contest that has specific Badger rewards. Now, Loadmaster's all about the memes. We got a lot of meme guys in the house. So you can see, obviously, this is the place to do it. You're going to hashtag WinDig and do a Badger meme, and then they're going to take all of these, let's see. You will also need to have at least 10 followers and 10 tweets in the past year to qualify. So bots that are listening to this channel trying to get LADZ, you also cannot get Badger. So there is a precedent there. The competition deadline is January. Oh, no, it starts on the January 15th, ends on the 24th, and the following week we will post the team selections in the Badger form for ratification by the community, at which point we will post the top 10 and snapshot for the community vote. So good luck out there. I think Badger's trading around $9. So interesting little drop there. That's a lot of Badger, guys. There's another thing going on with Badger. They just launched their version 2. I don't own any Badger, but I wish I did. But it looks like Badger App 2 version 2 launched. We can read more into this. They also launched one of the bigger bug bounties out there with Immunify, 500K. So they're doing a lot of cool things. Let's see. So the goal of Badger App version 2 wasn't just to build upon the aesthetics of the protocol, but also to improve speed and simplicity of use, core infrastructure updates, performance of the protocol, other functions, including functions that will eventually lead to more functionality with the BadgerDAO. It looks like BadgerDAO updates in mind, including the launch of our BTC pegged token dig, minting of tokenized Bitcoin, borrowing against your vault positions, and a bunch of other DeFi features that we're used to. So I love Badger. They were working with Meme. That kind of got me on their radar, or got them on my radar. I don't know if I said that correctly, but I just love it. Let's see where Badger's at right now. $9.73 all-time high, looks like was 13, down 25% from all-time highs, guys. Here's the max look at that. I'm going to draw some squigglies on this. No, I'm not, because I'm not a, technical trader, guys. I'm more value investing. I will listen to the guys with the spiked hair, with the half a suit, all that good stuff. Let's see. Juan says Dimitri is wearing nothing below the belly button. That is some interesting stuff. XPlow saying the same thing. I need a beard filter. That's what Llama's saying. That is interesting. All right. So I've got another DeFi piece. Guys, you're talking about alien worlds a lot, and I just don't have time to keep up with it. I wish I did. 6 months down the road when we had all the LADZ stuff built out, where I'm not just busy away building the infrastructure, maybe I get involved in alien worlds, but I just don't have the time. I know it's not as complicated as it sounds, but it was one where I was just like looking at it and I'm like, not getting into that. Also, speaking of not getting into that, Andre Cronje, and I always butcher his name. I still to this day do not know what his name is fully, so I just call him Andre. Basically, he could have one name. So he wrote an interesting article here. Building in DeFi sucks. And there are a lot of interesting tidbits coming from the mastermind behind Wi-Fi. He hit on the majority of them here. Mainly, he's complaining about two things. He's complaining about the lack of community within DeFi protocols, who are basically users chasing yield who will bounce from your project to the next project to the other, because there's really no incentive beyond that yield. We see a lot of decentralized communities like Uniswap have some communities start to form. There's definitely, Badger's a great one. Those who actually tend in a community fashion to that, as opposed to make products that specifically are geared toward those who chase yield, that's good, but you need another thing. So I don't mean to be talking to Andre here, but he was talking about real users being scarce. But the really, really interesting stuff, is this. I've been preached to by many, many, many people. And when I say many people, I might mean two, about the token modeling process. Obviously, LADZ has token modeling built in and things like that needed to be worked out. And one of the things that was told to me was follow Andre's model. More and more to the community. It was a very meme-ish type of, when I say meme-ish, I mean the Don't Buy Meme team, where basically you're releasing everything to the community. And conceptually, it makes sense, right? Conceptually, it it is true, and we're doing things every day to get more lads into the community that wants to be a part of this. But it's interesting that the creator of this model is saying in bold, don't give away your tokens. So we can break this down. We can sit here. We can talk about it. I guess let me read this with you. But he says, don't give away your tokens. This one is less general, but more of a lesson learned by me specifically. When I decided to distribute Wi-Fi 100%, it was because I believed it would allow me to exit the community. However, I'm still blamed if price goes down, constantly plagued by when release, when update, and I still have all the responsibility and expectation, except I have zero of the reward or upside. Don't do this. I was an idiot. So a lot of different things going on with Andre here. He is famously emotional, and I wonder what you guys think about his comments here. But when he speaks on these things like community is bullshit, I think he's specifically talking about the way that things are termed in the DeFi space. They're talking about governance tokens, right? He says, and I guess this is partly our own fault as DeFi community for calling it governance tokens, because all people want to do is govern, but not in the trenches helping fight. They instead on their throne as a dictator, simply shouting orders while their plebeian developers need to execute. So there's a little bit of interesting just banter here, right? And it's coming from one. This would be like if Kane, who's definitely not as emotional, although he has put out some really interesting blog posts. He talks very eloquently about the subject. Andre is one of he was DeFi Jesus for a little bit, and he had some issues with a couple rug pulls that if you're chasing Andre pumps, then you're going to get caught up in some of that. But it was really, really, really interesting to see this come from Andre. So let's see. Let's get to the comments. I'm sure someone's going to call me out for the right way to talk about Cronje. Yep, so Llama's saying one of the best run DAOs, I reckon. Go Badger. Yeah, definitely. I Wi-Fi is a great example of a well-run DAO. Let's see. Ballas is saying Cronje. That's how you pronounce it, bro. Crypto Buffalo saying, do I need some backup? You guys tell me, man. Do we want Crypto Buffalo in here? If you want Buffalo in here, hashtag Buffalo. We can bring him in. We can see if we can get a double episode or a dual guest episode. We'll see what we can do. Let's see. Brian's in the house. Yeah, well, Llama's saying, I think he was doing the rant as a therapeutic process. He said so himself. Yeah, but he mentioned a lot of bad things, and they were in bold. Like, it's basically like my girlfriend saying that she's saying all truthful things, but saying she was drunk. They're true. So that's not really an excuse to me. I mean, the words are on paper. I understand he did it for therapeutic processes, but that doesn't mean it's not true. Interesting. A lot of good comments. It looks like we got some. I thought I saw Buffalo petitioning to get on the show. Okay, guys, this is gonna look ugly for a little bit. Let me see if I can't get in here. It's gonna look ugly just for a sec. Let me see. Buffalo. Layer 1 Live dashboard should have the invite. Let's see. Copy invitation. You should be good to go, Buffalo. He is hopping in, guys. I see him in the dashboard. Let's see if we can get him in. Oh. There he is. Not really, because he doesn't show me his screen here. Buffalo. Don't listen. Guys, you invite the man on to wow. You invite him on a Zoom. He doesn't share his screen. He doesn't share his audio. This is amateur hour. Buffalo, what is happening? What do we do? What do we do? Just ignore him. Okay, so we have Buffalo waiting on the sideline, I guess. Okay. He kind of came in and stampeded the show. I love it. I absolutely love it. Okay, back. It looks like Cogs is releasing some things around RFox. Let's see. Truth is the daughter of time. I love it. Let's see. Our Planet. I have not. XPlow says viewer numbers are going to keep it up. Let's go. Carry on, lads. That'll do, lads. Okay, here we go. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, we are out of DeFi. So we talked about Andre's rant. Interesting stuff, especially on the model that he chose that was basically just like canonized by DeFi, by NFT, the NFT community on the way that you should be building communities. He's saying don't do it. So that's amazing. BadgerDAO, shout out to you guys. We want to work with you guys as well. Okay, I'm a huge Rick and Morty fan. I love some Rick and Morty. My man, show me what you got. Here we go. Oh, wait. My man's in the house. Speaking of that, are you here, Buffalo? You're muted. Audio's not working. Fool me once. Let's see if we can't get in Discord. How about that? I'll hop into Discord. We can get your audio there. Let's see. All right, I am in. See if we can get in there. Yo. All right, I'm gonna do my magic on the front end. What's going on, Buffalo? Talk to him while I get you set up here on the stream.
What's going on, man? Clubhouse is going on. You guys probably all heard Q talk about Clubhouse. I was against it because it's not on Android yet. It's all iOS. So the old Buffalo went on Amazon and purchased an iPad, and now I'm on the Clubhouse bandwagon. I don't have any invites today. Apparently you woke up this morning with some invites. I wish I had some invites for the lads. Maybe I'll get some here in the next couple days. So anybody who's FOMOing in, don't worry, Buffalo got your back. I'll get you into the Clubhouse here in the next couple days. But I'm excited about the Clubhouse. I think that you were talking about it earlier. Just being able to talk to people that have never been introduced to crypto and suddenly can come into a room with people that have been in since the beginning or been in since like the last cycle in 2016 to now. Or who just got in and have had some experience in it. I love that, man. There's just so much potential in the talks. And all right, I'll put my iPad down because I'll do that later. It's addicting, isn't it, Q? Admit it. It's pretty addicting. You could be on there like all day and night. You never know who you're going to talk to around the world, and it's real easy to start networking with people. I look at it as an interactive podcast that's like Twitter, LinkedIn, Discord, and a little bit of YouTube without the video part of it.
Interesting. Yeah, interactive podcast definitely makes sense. We've been in there. We're going to do a lot of cool things. We've been talking about what we're going to do with LADZ as far as Clubhouse is concerned. I got some LADZ that I'm going to get in. I think some guys are in the house with some invites as well. So definitely some good stuff. It looks like XPlow is saying you are, in a certain area again. What's up? Do you just live? So you do live down there, really?
It's tough to get out of the ghetto. It's where I hang out, man. It's where some of the initiates hang out and they wander into the ghetto. And luckily, a lot of the nomads don't hang around here. They move on up the ladder. But yeah, the no-tell motel. That's where I hang out.
Okay.
Ain't ashamed.
Let's see. You're talking about your volume, or Llama's talking about your volume. I think it should be better. Let us know if it's better. If it's not, Buffalo can turn himself up as well because I've already done it on my side. So let's see what they say, and then
Yo, how are we all sounding?
Should be better. One more time.
Check. This is Buffalo coming from the ghetto next to the no-tell motel.
So we're gonna throw up a Bitcoin donation address to Buffalo up there because it looks like he needs to move out of the ghetto there. Not really, but we are.
Don't worry about the Buffalo, man. I'm a roamer. I'll move to another part of the town.
Okay. Awesome. Well, let's get started, man. We've got you can follow along on the dashboard there. We've got Nifty Gateway. Talking about some NFT artwork. So obviously Rick and Morty is going to be one of the coolest things to come to that platform. When I saw this, I'm pretty sure that everyone felt the same way. Us who are fans of Rick and Morty are going to be watching. Nifty Gateway has definitely more and more been able to I'm going to mute myself really quick. Can you still hear me?
I lost you there, bud.
Okay. I was hearing myself through your kind of recording there. Anyways, so I've got Nifty Gateway here. They're doing their release. And yeah, what do you think about this one, man?
I love Rick and Morty. I eat, breathe, and sleep Rick and Morty. This is amazing. This is as big as, like, I think with the UFC and the Street Fighter. Definitely going to be amazing. What is going on with Zoom here? I'm crashing your stream, bro. I apologize. I thought it was going to be smooth.
No, you should be good. You can still hear me?
Yep, I got you. I just saw a little pop-up that popped up, but
yeah,
we are all good.
Yeah, you're good from my end. So we have Rick and Morty coming to Nifty Gateway. Justin Roiland is obviously one of the founders and producers on that show, specifically an animator and video producer. So you guys know that face there any day, and it looks like there's going to be a few specific releases. I don't think it's just one. So it looks like Nifty Gateway saying we are thrilled to welcome Justin to Nifty Gateway for his first ever crypto art release. The full collection features several original works from Justin and will go live next Tuesday, January 19th. So interesting stuff. I got some records here as well. So it looks like Fuocious came in. Let me see if I can't bring that up to show you guys.
Real quick before the Rick and Morty, let me talk about this real quick, because if you think about with Rick and Morty, they did an episode that talked about Szechuan sauce, which is a McDonald's dipping sauce for chicken nuggets. And they talked about it, and just a little bit of a clip of one of the episodes, that it got to the point where there's so many fans begging McDonald's to bring the sauce back out. And they did a limited release to the point where they had people pounding on the doors of McDonald's all around the country trying to get Szechuan sauce. So let's see what happens with the NFTs. If they have a Szechuan sauce type of vibe, look out, because it's going to be massive.
Szechuan sauce. I feel like I'm in. I mean, we already know it's going to be massive. It could break Fuocious' record here. So I have it up on the screen. Fuocious hit with the entire collection. I believe it's the entire collection, not one piece. 373,000 from her collection. Slime Sunday, Pack, Primal Cypher, a lot of money. All of these different kind of pieces here. And, we'll see what Nifty Gateway does, because there's an opportunity there for Nifty to kind of break records with this sale. So absolutely a good shout out to them. They're at the start of the year, I'm sure they're 10xing, 100xing what the size of their revenue, the size of their team, everything, man. They are split scaling at a good pace, and it's because they found a good product market fit. Congrats to them. It definitely prices out the rest of us when we're sitting here talking about Nifty Gateway. Doubtful that any one individual here is going to be able to do that, but maybe together, maybe the lads can get in on one of these pieces together, and we'll add it to one of our vault one day. So interesting stuff. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Check the chat real quick. Let me know if you see anything, and we can move on. I got some our tribe or our vibe, our tribes. Mr. Unknown is asking, hey, what's wrong with the fee? Why are you guys increasing fees day by day? Let us know what fee you're talking about. We're not in charge of any fees. It looks like LADZ withdrawal fees have been increased. So the withdrawal fees aren't actually, we're not actually like in charge of that. That's roll, and those are adjusted based on the Ethereum gas fee. So there's really nothing that we can do there. If you want to transfer to your Ethereum wallet, that is a gas fee that you're paying for being on the Ethereum network. You're just paying it in LADZ instead of ETH. So anything comment-wise that you want to get in there?
I thought they were talking about the no-tell motel fee for a second. I was confused about what fee the lads are being charged here. We don't charge fees here. We give out the lads. We don't charge lads.
Absolutely, man. It's tough when you're giving stuff out for free. I feel a little bit like Andre every episode here. But we've got B20. This was actually on NFT Live. So if you guys were, following NFT Live, we actually had this announcement made. But B20, and this comes from, I believe, MetaPurse. So Metakovan heads up a project called MetaPurse. Yeah, it looks like MetaPurse. And that, I know this is like 3 levels deep, but Metakovan's the founder of MetaPurse. MetaPurse is launching B20. And this is an amazing piece. I'm not going to go too far into it because I touched on it on NFT Live. So definitely hop into our Discord if you want to talk about this in detail. But essentially, these were the guys behind the $2.2 million purchase of the Beeple collection, the Beeple 20 collection. And they are actually fractionalizing this. And that's what B20 is about. It's about fractionalizing ownership of large pieces. So, for example, Buffalo, if there is a Szechuan sauce Nifty Gateway piece and you really wanted to get involved, you could own a percentage, and maybe you didn't want to pay for the whole 400K that it's about to be. You could own a percentage by owning some of those tokens. So interesting stuff there. 2.2 million that they spent on that Beeple bundle. The other cool thing about this, and I want you to touch on it because you're all about metaverses, is they're hosting this Metapalooza event hosted by BadgerDAO in CryptoVoxels, Somnium Space, and Decentraland at the same exact time.
Wow. Wonder what's gonna happen when Sandbox comes out. What I think about that with Sandbox, but that all at the same time, that is something I haven't heard of yet.
Yeah, it's interesting stuff, man. So we'll see. This Metapalooza is going to be huge. You actually have to RSVP, so I think you can RSVP via the link that I dropped in the description. Definitely take it out. You can see the RSVP link there. So if you hop into the blog post, you will be able to do that. It looks like at the same time, this B20 token is going to go on sale. So not investment advice. Alpha leak here, what we've got, 36 cents per token. I don't know anything about the token modeling perspective. I think Metaverse needs to put out more token mechanics in the model actually before I look into actually purchasing these tokens. I'm sure that's out there somewhere. So we'll continue to do some research. We'll hop into LADZ City and we'll talk about it. So we will be kind of involved with this event for sure. I want to go, and I also want to take a very good look at B20 and see what's going on. So,
I'm very curious to see how they structure communicating between the three metaverses all at the same time too. So I'll be following in on that.
Yeah. I wonder. Yeah, that is an interesting question. We'll see if that breaks up what would have been a larger event into the three smaller events. We'll see. So. Last thing I'll leave you with B20 guys. We want to change. This is from Metapalooza. This is from Metapurse. They're saying we want to change the game. We were inspired by the idea of not only being able to own historic artwork like the Mona Lisa, but also being able to own the museum it's displayed in, and then sharing that ownership and experience with the public. That is the purpose of B20. So really cool stuff. This is one of the coolest stories out there right now as far as NFTs are concerned, and there's a lot of cool stories out there. So really, really, really awesome stuff. All right, so I'm mentioning Kane Warwick on the channel, founder of Synthetics. So take your shot if you have been waiting for that. Me and Dimitri mentioned Kane almost every day, it felt like, in DeFi summer. So that game is still alive. Take your shot. But it looks like Illuvium is going to be on an ETH sidechain, and it is by it's by I don't know if it's two brothers, I don't know if it's one brother, but it's a Warwick brother. I believe it's two brothers that are creating a NFT metaverse game. It's a turn. I don't know if it's turn-based. What did they call it? Let's see.
Auto Battler.
Auto Battler. So I believe Auto Battler is something in the realm of Pokemon. So you kind of sit there and you push specific buttons, and then, or you have a certain experience, certain tactics, and then the actual battle itself is automated. But it looks like Illuvium is launching later in quarter, I believe 3. So I'm going to read directly from the actual blog post. Welcome to the world of Illuvium, shattered land of beauty and wonder. Travel the vast and varied landscape, hunting dangerous beasts, and then capturing them to battle in arenas and trade them via the Illuvials exchange. I think what's happening here is they are creating a Pokemon metaverse-ish scenario here on the Ethereum network, but on a sidechain itself. So interesting stuff here, man. And obviously, being a Warwick brother, that's going to get people's that's going to put somebody on the map that maybe wouldn't have been otherwise. So interesting stuff.
I'm curious with the auto battler. I've never really participated in that kind of model before, but I have been hearing about like Vulcan versus a metaverse on VeChain, and you can have NFTs called Vulcanites that you can set to a certain mode where they literally could go out in the world and mine and try to find value that's hidden in the ground. You can have them roam around and battle other NFTs. So having some of these NFTs that you set on autopilot, it's going to be interesting to see how that unfolds.
Absolutely, man. It's there. I'm on their Twitter now, and I believe this site is illuvium.io. But again, it's in very early stages. But their Twitter actually shows a lot of what some of these characters are going to look like. So they're definitely playing on the Pokemon vibe. You can read the actual blog post yourself and see that you just feel it. It's an auto battler. It's an open world. You're collecting and battling this. So really cool stuff. A very, very new project. But I believe in quarter 3, we should see Illuvium. And that's going to be a very big NFT project. You can see some of the I believe if you go to their Discord, you can see some of the character sketches there as well. So you can get early sketches. So I did have a question, or Xplow put this out into the world. He asked, can we hunt buffalo?
Everybody's trying to hunt buffalo. You'll never find them. Because I'm hanging out on the ghetto.
Yeah, buffalo this is a hard knock life for this buffalo, man. Don't mess with them. Don't mess with them. So, yeah, someone mentioned Immutable X. Immutable X is going to be, I believe, the side chain. So I don't think, yeah, actually it is. Okay, so Immutable X is definitely, I believe, tied into Gods Unchained as well. So they're building out their small ecosystem as well. Definitely an interesting play as well from a protocol or network investment standpoint, not investment advice. So let's see. Easy in Crypto saying hopefully not. He's talking about B20. Hopefully not too expensive. Should be able to get in for a few B20 shards without breaking the bank. It looks like there's a couple other questions. Drop your questions in the chat. It looks like Easy's also saying, so I think you need some first to stake to get B20. I won a bunch of first. What is he saying there? At Metal Olympics, so I am a little ahead of the game with the shrimp and B20. So interesting stuff, man. All right.
I really need to check out the Meta Olympics, man. I got apologized easy. I have yet to witness that in action.
Yeah, I know he won a Meta Olympics here, I believe, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. So you're talking to a champion.
Ooh, hey now.
LST.
Right
LST. Okay, this is pretty much the end of the episode, guys. I want to touch on social tokens. Those are other things that we're talking about in Clubhouse. And one of the leaders in social tokens, we have them on the thumbnail. Some of the other guys were talking about them earlier in chat. Roll is amazing for what they do for us. And one of the things they've done for us is add us to Social Money Times multiple times. So Bradley from Roll, the founder, he's over there on the founding team. They put out a Social Money Times to which we were highlighted. So this came into my inbox, as you can see, along with Logan Paul, Family, Black. You can see LADZ are up there. So I never would have thought in my wildest dreams that I'd be paired alongside Logan Paul, of all guys. But you can see that multiple times were mentioned in this article. And I want to give a shout out to our miners because through this article, you can see that they're putting out that we are a part of the 100K liquidity pool. We know that we have even 50% more than that because I believe we're sitting around 150 at this moment. But to have that much liquidity is getting on people's radars. And you can see they've mentioned this here as well as here. So a lot of cool stuff coming from LADZ, obviously, and it's being picked up because of you guys. They also highlighted our LADZ Treasury Vault, which is really cool to see. But it's awesome to get notoriety from outside the community for what we're building in here today.
I love it, man. Yeah, at first I thought maybe you had to reach out to them and give all that information, but the fact that they're promoting us through their articles is awesome as well. I love the collaboration so far and what Roll has done to allow us to launch the LADZ token.
Absolutely, man.
Shout out to you guys.
Great. Okay, the last thing. I talked with James Young. I told you I talked with James Young. I believe that I was going to talk with him this morning, and I did. And James Young is the founder of Collabland. He's also one of the founders of the Meta Cartel, who I talk about frequently. They create a lot of interesting things within the Ethereum ecosystem as far as products, tools, communities. And we use Collabland right now as to hold LADZ ranks. So if you're a guardian, if you're a noble, if you are a recruit, anything that you're using the LADZ token for the most part, you're using Collabland tools. So I talked with James this morning. Really awesome guy. What we're going to be doing is working side by side with him, and he mentioned us by name multiple times, mentioned the community multiple times, and loving what we were doing. And just, the fact that we were able to kind of collab and in the future collab with them on what we need. That's a huge portion. And when we start to have our town halls, when we start to do these things where you guys out there are going to be obviously working with us to collaborate to build LADZ and everything that's a part of it, we can then go to James directly, who's building these bots, and say, what do we need? What do we need? What do we need? So 2 things that are coming that they're working with Roll on are the ability to have, work outside tip.cc. So the tip.cc bot basically separates us into 3 wallets. Now we will eventually, at least whenever the tools are built, we will have the ability to have the roll wallet be the tip wallet, which is, I think, huge for our community, as well as staking for the miners. Automated staking is something that we're definitely looking into and need. So if you guys have any tools that you would like to see built for the social token and get to, collab land so that we can be a better community, make better content, work together more clearly, put it in the chat. Let us know, because James is definitely waiting in the wings for, and not just waiting, he's building, but he wants to hear from us specifically.
Oh man, I'm excited too with the staking this year too. A lot of the projects that we can work into for the LADZ token, I get very excited with the staking models and some of the deep rabbit hole talk that we've had over the last couple of weeks to month. This year's gonna be fun for staking, and Collabland's really helping us.
Absolutely. So I'm going to get a link going here for the LADZ today. I believe we topped out around 82. So we've got 82 in the house. We are gaining LADZ rewards here. You are participating in what we're building here, so we definitely will get these LADZ out to you guys today. So I will be doing that. Buff, if you want to hit them with any information, I believe we're hitting LADZ game night tonight. Prodigy's hosting that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to learn that game. I haven't played that one before, so hopefully Prodigy can help some people get that installed and set up. But I'm definitely gonna be there for game nights. We're looking through some comments here. I want to give a shout out to our Hawaiian lad Orlando Newman. He asked, "Q Buffalo, how do you guys stay focused and zoned in with all the innovation happening every day in crypto?" Pace yourself, brother. This is a marathon, not a sprint, and I think the lads pump me up day in, day out. I might go to bed being like, oh my god, that was so much, and then I wake up in the morning and I'll see who's in LADZ City. I'll hear the good mornings or the good evenings or the good nights from anybody who's hanging out in LADZ City during their time zone. And I am an extrovert. I love synergy. I love large crowds of people that are all rooting for the same goal in mind, and so the lads keep me going. But also take notes, write things down in your own structure, try not to FOMO, do your research, and find just a flow of how you process everything. And there's stuff you could react to right now, and there's stuff you can look into next quarter of this year. So just try not to do everything all at once. But yeah, man, the lads are there for us, and at least on my end, that's how I work. How about you, Q? How do you go through it day in, day out?
It's tough. It's not easy. I wouldn't call it burnout, but at the end of the day, at 2 a.m. when we're on Clubhouse and we've done all these things for lads and all these different things, 100% we feel that. So it's definitely tough. You got to find what you really love, and that's going to keep you not burning out. So I won't sit up here and say that we don't get burned out, because it definitely happens from day to day. But over a week's time span, over months time span, what we're building with lads is like so awesome that it is the fuel that kind of powers us, man. It would be so weird to be in this space and not be a part of this community.
Yeah.
So
it's a lonely journey. I mean, that's how I was, at the beginning of crypto. I didn't have the lads. I didn't have this kind of group. And now every day I feel getting stronger with the momentum and support from all you lads. So I think it's great. And last night, talking to Q at like 3 a.m, the man was done. He gave everything yesterday. It was so much that to see him back on today in the morning, just going, that's the power of the lads in LADZ City, man. So thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, a lot of love coming through. A lot of our vibes, our tribes. Shout out to Dab Dragons. Dab Dragon is in the house. So shout out to Dab Dragon. I believe this is one of the first times I've seen him comment. So I know he's been a lad for a minute now, but definitely shout out to see you here. It looks like we got all-time highs comments. We will definitely be hitting all-time highs. Monday is going to be the all-time high, baby. We will do it. Looks like we got some other comments in the house, but a lot of love, man. Appreciate all the hype. I rarely follow Buffalo when I talk about lads, because he does a great job explaining the value prop for the community, man. It's awesome. So I'm going to drop the link here. We are going to have game night at 7 p.m. We're going to be playing Valorant. If you're good, if you're not good, if you're inexperienced, just come out. If you played Counter-Strike, it basically is that, with a couple different added features here and there. So we want to continue to do that. Eventually we'll have leagues and we'll have competitions and yada, yada, yada. So
is that 7 p.m. Eastern or Pacific?
EST. 7 p.m. EST.
Right on.
Awesome. Okay, I'm dropping the link in the chat. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. Again, our vibe, our tribe. I'm going to let this run so that you guys can get the link here. Over the next couple, let's see. Canwolf is saying Q got super lad nickname on Meme Force. Appreciate that, man. Canwolf, you've been amazing. Shout out to you as well. I don't think we have anything else. Are we missing anything before we hop out of here?
get the Clubhouse app.
Get the
I think
Clubhouse
you said
app.
that enough.
Yeah, we have. Shout out to RT from Hero Labs for hopping on the channel. He did a great job. XPOS heading up poker night as well next week. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, guys. It really helps the channel. Let's grow this thing, man. Like that's what the benefit of the social token is we're going to grow together and we're all going to participate in that value capture. If you share the channel and it gets to one person, it gets to 10 people, it gets to 100 people, that's the beauty of this, man. So definitely a shout out to everybody here, our vibe, our tribe, and one more time in the back, happy trading.
Thank you, lads.